AITA for not sending out photos of my newborn? I gave birth to my first baby on October 10th. When we got checked in at the hospital, my husband and I obviously told a few people, including my parents. My mom's immediate reaction was, let us know if you change your mind and want us to come to the hospital. Even though for weeks I said I didn't want anyone at the hospital. Then she said she was packing and said we are coming, of course. But not to the hospital. They assumed they could wait at my house. I said no. After 21 hours of labor and 3 hours of pushing, my son was born and we let my parents know. Immediately they were asking for photos. I understand they are excited and already love him, but wholly I felt they were being needy and not respecting that I was tired, talking to hospital staff, trying to learn to breastfeed, etc. Once we got moved to a recovery room, my husband and I talked and decided to hold off on sending pictures to anyone, including to his favorite two people, his dad and grandmother, so it's not like my parents were being singled out. I can't really even explain why we don't want to send pics of our son out right now. We both just have some anxiety about sending a photo to someone and then that photo spreading like wildfire to people we did not consent to having a photo of our son sent to, so we've just decided to hold off. Not forever, but for now. We've literally already talked about how excited we are to send our first Christmas cards this year. So this isn't a forever thing. My parents lost their minds. Blew up both our phones, stressed me out to the point of tears, so husband called my dad to ask them to stop and my dad had the balls to hang up on my husband, and then my dad tells me that him and husband don't need to speak or see each other again. When I was discharged and sent home, I sent my parents 3 texts about us being home and asking to FaceTime them so they could see my son via video since we weren't doing photos. They ignored me. We finally FaceTimed yesterday and my mom told me she had been sobbing all day and it was torture waiting for a photo. I told her she made my labor all about her and that no one asked me and husband what we wanted. It was all about what they wanted. They said they don't understand the photo thing. Everyone else in the world sends photos of new babies. I said I don't care about the world and I totally see how sending a photo seems like no big deal and our decision seems irrational, but you don't have to understand it. You just have to respect it. Well, that didn't go over well. So tell me the truth, am I being dramatic? Am I the My mom said I probably cried in the recovery room not because they stressed me out but because I was just hormonal and tired. Be honest with me, are my husband and I drawing a hard line over something nonsensical? Edit/update. I first want to say thank you for everyone who commented, whether it was AITA, NTA, or ESH. I asked for non-biased feedback and that's what I got. While my son was awake literally all night, I read through basically every response. After talking to my husband, we have decided to send a photo I took when we got home from the hospital to a large group chat of our families, without my parents, with a text that says, "Thank you for everyone who has checked in on us. If you didn't know, we are all home and healthy. Here is our little name. We please ask that photos of him don't get shared around, especially not on social media. We look forward to having everyone over to visit soon as schedules allow." As for my parents, my biggest downfall as a partner and spouse has been my continual lack of standing up for my husband and allowing my parents to disrespect him. This goes back way further than the birth of my son. Not today, but soon I will be telling them that in order to come over and meet our son, I first need an apology to my husband for how they treated him. Hanging up on him and my mother's follow-up text, which I didn't mention but she said she would have let my husband have it, right after he became a father and he was just trying to stand up for me. That cannot go unchecked. We can move forward from there if they provide a true apology, no empty words. Thank you again for everyone's comments. They truly did help me stay awake and alert during last night's marathon cluster feeding session. Lol.